Have you thought of building your career as an immigrant in America? Stay tuned for more. Hi, welcome back. This is Sandrine with Immigrant Leave Up. Thank you for tuning back in. Last week, we talked about something interesting, how to have a stable income, stay financially stable. What am I doing today? Anyway, so I'm just going to give you a recap. To be financially stable, you, number one, do not have to take bad debt. Bad debt come from bad credit. And bad credit give you a bad interest. So if you have bad interest rate, you are going to get bad credit. So to fix that, you have to make sure that you fix your credit score. And to have your credit score fixed, you have to make sure you don't have bad debts. You have to make sure that you have your credit card paid on time. Your debts have to be paid on time. How do you pay your credit card on time? You have a free cycle, which is 3 weeks. You have to make sure you pay that, and you only use 30% of your credit card. Some people are asking, how is it that, how can I get a credit card? You can get it at your local bank or any credit union. Ask them for a prepaid credit card. It will be up to $500 that you pay into the bank, and they give you a prepaid one, meaning you've paid it before, and now you can only use 150%. $150 of 500, which was something that I missed last week. 30% of 500 is 150. You can use that monthly. About 6 months, your credit will grow. You'll be able to get a good credit score, which will reduce your interest and also will allow you to be financial free because you get things at the good interest and don't have to pay it right away. So if you want to know more about that, ask me. We can continue in detail for that. But today we're talking about career growth. Before we talk about career growth in detail, I would like to iron some lies. Or maybe some misunderstanding. Most of the time, when you come to America, we are told that your career will be doomed. It's yes and no at the same time. Sometimes back then it was mostly true. Now it's not. There's a survey that I'm actually pulling up right now. It says back in 2023, this survey said it's 88 million employees in the next 2 years. Which one is in 23? We are now in 25. So we are losing 8 million of employees. And these are HR, accountant, the finance guy that always walk around, the bankers, the engineers. We are losing all the people that have professional career because they are getting old. Some of them are from 58 to 65. You can't retire officially in America at 65 years old, but most people start retiring early because they've accumulated enough wealth. Now, they don't need to work anymore. They can stay on a beach, at home, whatever it is that they will do. They don't need money. So they are retiring early, which means we cannot create a 0-year-old to 18 years, go to college, and replace these professionals that are leaving the work field. That's where, as immigrant, you come in. This is the time that they need your input, your career growth. They need you and your experience. But most of us think that because you're immigrant, you can never have a career in America. That was before. I'm calling all the immigrants to start looking into growing your career. How can you do that? Number one, step one is take the nearest job that you can get to pay your bills. The second thing that you can do, after you've gotten that job to pay your bill, now you have settled your bills, all you have to do is to now start thinking of career. Let's get one example. You used to be an accountant back home. Numbers do not change. They were in Chinese back home. They were in French back home. You do not have to forget. You didn't get amnesia because you are now speaking English. You still have all your experience in your head. What you don't have is that experience connecting with American rules and regulations. You can get a course closer by, but before you do that, what you need is you need to get something. By learning English is not enough. You can speak English all you want. That's not what we want as employer. Number one, you have to learn English and learn the workforce. Here's the two places that you can learn your workforce. Get a customer care job everywhere. I kid you not. You can Google right now, customer care position next to me. There are millions online. They don't care about your accent in customer care. What they do is they care about your brain and your patients. Hence, a lot of companies, starting from IBM, Microsoft, they send their customer care, they outsource their customer care in Asia, and they will get all their job down there. So you don't have to worry about your accent. You don't have to worry about that. But customer care is a boot camp of professional experienced people. If you want to learn how to be a professional person, especially for people who are coming from non-English speaking. If you came from a background that you spoke English back home, you are a little bit before, like you're way ahead of everybody. But people who did not speak English until they came to America, or people who had to learn to speak English until a certain age, someone like me who had to learn English when I was like, in college. So those kind of people, it becomes like you have to make sure you work a little bit harder. And when I'm talking to you and you are walking into my office, I'm interviewing you, I need to know that you're speaking English, not translating English. Because we can quickly tell when somebody is speaking in English, but they are thinking in another language, and then translate that automatically, because that's another thing. The good news is people speak more than one language. Apparently, we're smarter than the rest of the world. Woohoo to us. Yeah, because you think in different way. So if you're still talking, like speaking English, and you're thinking in another language, it becomes harder for somebody to give you that position. Hence, they will tell you, oh, I don't think you understand me. Actually, they're not saying that you don't understand them, because people complain, be like, oh, no, actually, I'm speaking English. You are. But it's like we can clearly tell that you're translating words. So for you to have that taken away, take a customer care job. You have a training. Customer care is something that they'll train you for 3 months for a job that pays bottom line. So go get yourself that training. By the time you're done with the training, if you really did go to school and you have that degree and you want to be a professional, you can do that. 3 months is not that long. By the time you finish your 3 months, you work for them 1 or 2 months, then you start looking for office jobs. You are not going to get a management job when you just started. We have, as society, we have to learn how to start at the bottom. Most of us don't want that. We just want to jump to the hoop and go at the beginning or nothing. So now that you're not doing nothing, then you're losing everything. Start at the bottom. Get yourself, if after the customer care, be an assistant, maybe an administrator, office administrator, like a receptionist. They're always going to offer that. Go to staffing agencies and look for a job there. You're a professional, don't go for any professional staffing agency. Start look for industrial staffing agencies. And I'll link some of them below. Look for one of them. They always have office jobs that are low pay. They will start from, it ranges, but I'm in North Carolina. So here we start from 18 to 21, sometimes $16. Get yourself something like that. It will give you an opportunity to be in an office environment. You work in America and the low job, but if you're an administrator, let's say you're an office administrator, and they're in there, they're struggling with their payroll, they're struggling with their HR, and that's what you did back home in whatever language that you speak, then immediately you can help them and they will see that, but nobody's going to see it from home. You can't come here with your resume and convince any American or us who work in a professional way hiring you to a higher job. We just can't do that. It's impossible for us to do it because we don't trust that your experience is valid. But also that should not give you an excuse of saying, no, I'm good. I will never do anything. And then you stay in industrial workers. Most of the people working in warehouse. We want to talk a little bit about warehouse. It gets a lot of connotation that it's a negative thing. It's not. If nothing taught us in 2020, there are jobs that were not, every job is important. Let's just start from there. But in 2020, there are quickly things that were shown that you cannot live without. Like hospitals are important because those ones did not close in 2020. Warehouses did not close. Grocery store did not close. How do you know that your food gets to the grocery store? People think that it's just a magic that it shows up in a grocery store. Everything in a grocery store starts from a ship from outside of the country. It gets into a trailer. Every time you see a trailer on the street, for your information, please appreciate the drivers, and some of us who cut them off and think that they don't need to be on those streets, we got to stop that, because those drivers help us survive. Because of them, they are running around the city, bringing goods from left to right. Hence, we had toilet paper shortage in 2020. Those driver has to pick those toilet paper from somewhere, drop them to our warehouse, and somebody has to be on a forklift or on a pallet jack. People have to go in those warehouse at night, select those paper towel, send them to different grocery stores so that you can walk in Walmart, Publix, Harris Teeter, Food Lion, and get your toilet paper. So it starts from them. So if their trucks are not moving, nobody's in a warehouse to select the paper towel that is going to be sent to your grocery store, guess who doesn't have it? You and me. So any immigrant who is working in a warehouse, that's not a problem. That's a place to start. But you want to grow your career, you can grow it in that environment, or you can still get an office job after getting experience for the warehouse position, especially for people who say, let me say you're going to work in an office. You came in America, you studied in a warehouse. All that counts, because what an employer is looking is like, okay, this person worked in a warehouse for this time to this time. So now I can put them in the office. So once you've created the beginning of your career, that's where you have to now start asking yourself, I want to be a manager. Then you can do something. I'm going to give you a personal example, because I cannot give you all of this without telling you how I did my own. I came in America in an easy way. Most people come in America in hardship, and I sympathize with them, because that was not my way, unfortunately, or at least fortunately, that was not the way I came to America. I'd prayed for a long time wanting to come to America, and it did not happen. When it didn't, I decided to just move to Asia and go to school. I went to school in Asia, did my degree there, and got a job in another country, decided to travel for the rest of my life. And that was okay, until to a degree where I'm like, you know what, I really still want to go to America. But since it doesn't work, I'm just going to pray about it. Long story short, I got a green card. For people who don't know, green card is you apply, it's a lottery, only 10% are selected, and maybe 5% are ever going to make it to America. I came in the 5%. And I showed up here, everything was waiting for me. Green card, I had to only go get my driver license and also my social security to be claimed. That's it. My green card was waiting for me even before I came to the country. So when I got here, I came with a chip on my shoulder. I had been working for IBM for 4 years, and I worked for a big company like Pfizer. So in my brain, I was like, I'm moving from one country to another, all the way from the Philippines to the US. Oh, things are going to be easy for me. And that's what I thought. When I got here, every position I applied with my experience, they were telling me I need to be a citizen, because they are positions that we cannot get as immigrant unless you're a citizen. So that was my issue. And it discouraged me at first, but also I couldn't get a lower pay job because they refused for me to get that either. I was either overqualified or never qualified because I don't have the citizenship stuff. What I did, the same thing I'm telling you guys. I went ahead and applied for customer care. Again, when you get a customer care job, they hire every day and they never care about anything. Whoever comes, as long as you have a GED, a high school diploma, you have to have that for you to work in a customer care. So I show up there. They knew I was overqualified, but nobody cared anyway. So they hired me. I went 3 months into training, and it was the most painful thing because that was something that I did right after college, like 7 or 6 years ago. It was so painful. But I did all of it. I finished. I started the job. And as soon as I was doing that customer care job, that's when I got my first good job that I could say, okay, the salary was good. I deserved that salary. But also, I went to work for an insurance company, which was also painful because I just don't agree with a lot of things that industry does. So it paid the bill, but I didn't have passion for it. And one thing about me, I don't do things that I don't have passion for. So it was a lot of work that I didn't like. So eventually, I was trying to help my mom get a job, and then I found the company that I'm working with now, and I got a job, but I started at the bottom, close to not being paid. I was paid the lowest of everybody in the company. Even my mom, who I sent there to get a job, was paid more than me. For about 6 months, it was all I wanted to do is to help people. I want to make sure that I help people that look like me, sounds like me, have the same story like me, because I came here easy. I got everything close to be handed to me, and I wanted to give back to society. And that's how I started working and helping people get jobs. Today is a long story short. I get paid well, and I live my life the way I'm supposed to live. But if I'd sat down in 2018 and get worried that I'm never going to get anywhere and just wallow in my sadness and get a job that does not lead me into my career, like stay in that insurance company that was paying good, but it wasn't something that I was passionate with, or stay at the customer care job and get satisfied with that, or not even try to do the customer job, maybe I'll be somewhere that I would not like to be today. At the end of the day, it's like you have to have that clear passion and clear direction, which is hard sometimes when you move to a country, but you have to start from somewhere. For doctors, people who have, like, especially nurses, we're running out of nurses, running out of doctors. The shortage is really big. So we have to help each other. So if you're a doctor and you are a doctor back home, get something in in a hospital. It doesn't matter. Even if it's cleaning in a hospital, somebody will talk to you, and you need to know people. The other thing, now that we are here as immigrants, we need to help each other. I know it's something that most people don't think about, but we have to help each other. If you're an immigrant and you have a job, that you have an office job, or you have whatever position you have, start advocating for your immigrant brothers and sisters. Look in your company. How many of them are there? How many immigrants do you have? Or do you want to be that one immigrant, be like, oh, I'm the only immigrant in my company? Guess what? By doing that, you're not helping another person. If you struggle to get where you are right now, it will be easier if you don't keep it to yourself. Share your opportunity, share the blessing with another immigrant. We can only go so far if someone else like us understand our struggles and advocate for us. And nobody's coming to save you. Unfortunately, no one is coming to take up. Everybody has their own, even non-immigrant have their own issues. They have a lot to go on. And the last thing they want to do is take you off on their shoulder. So take care of yourself by helping each other. Today, the one question that I'll ask each one of us is like, how many immigrants have you helped since you came to America? In your position, what can you do to help your brother or your sister improve their career? Because I know there are a lot of things you can do, but you've never thought of it. I decided to not be paid to be paid less than I could ever deserve for 6 months, so that I can help more than 1,000 people get jobs and get security, something that I would have chose not to do, and do something different and make money. But that money will not make me happy, because number one, I didn't like the job. I liked the money, I didn't like the job. But by giving up that job, it gave me satisfaction, number one, doing what I like, but also help other people. And if we all think in the same scenario, and today I am working on doing anything I can everywhere I go. The companies I talk to, offices I get in, I advocate for immigrants, because they need to know how many of us are out here that can do things. 5 years ago or 6 years ago, somebody would have met me on the road and would not think that I could change lives. But I've changed so many people's life, and I'm not saying it to brag. I'm just saying that if I can do that to help people get somewhere, you can also do better. Look at how many nurses are in hospitals right now, and they're working good, they've done their career, but every time they have an opening, you've never even thought of asking your brother or your sister. Lawyers, if you're working in a law office, ask around how to help other people. People who have done electrical, mechanic, engineer, anybody that has that kind of idea or, experience, send me a text. Leave a comment. We'll talk, because there are so many companies that are looking for that. Companies that are looking for people who are going to work on airplanes. Companies that are looking for maintenance. We hire maintenance day and night, every single time. So you need, but I cannot hire a maintenance if you didn't work in America. You have to have some sort of experience. You've worked somewhere, your English has been perfected, not to the T, but at least you can have a conversation, because maintenance work, you don't talk, you do the job. So if you can do the job, I don't need somebody to explain to me things. You understand the job better than anybody. It's just the opportunity for you to do it. And opportunities are coming, but they're going to come, and they'll only secure people who are around. The last option is go and apply. Put your resume on something called Indeed, LinkedIn. Have an active LinkedIn presence. Put your resume on Indeed constantly. You don't know who is going to read it one day and talk to you. It may take forever, but the last option is people expect to be hired from all these big presence. If you have your information on LinkedIn or you have it on Indeed, it's just for you to be out there. But the best way of being hired and have your career grow is I don't know if people are going to like this one, but anyway, you have to market yourself. You have to go around and market yourself. Go around and talk to people. Go into community. Introduce yourself. The best way that people get good job is who knows who. This is not only in your country, it's even in America. You have to be known by somebody. If I know your history, I'll send you to a client quickly, because I'll think of you when I have a client that needs you. Versus the resumes over there online, if I'm reading 100 resumes per day, how do you expect those resumes to resonate with somebody that at least they've known? So go around physically. Look for these agencies physically and talk to them. Introduce yourself. Explain to them who you are. They may not give you a job today, but it's going to get there. If you have a technical thing, there are something called, again, community colleges. They give technical services, technical certification for 6 months. They are free 6 months, and they are also one company in Charlotte that actually was created in 2019. I'll link the name of the company below. But this is an all-lady technical companies. They will teach you how to be a welder, how to do maintenance, how to be a mechanical person, just for women. It's an NGO. You go there, you study for 9 months, you get a certification, they send you to school. Mitchell College, actually, down in Stateville, they also have like a lot of technical degrees that you can get. Less than 2 years, you get that degree. So just go, do your work. Meanwhile, get yourself some experience in school, or update your resume. That's what I'm trying to say. You gotta update your resume. The resume is just like social media. You have to be present to social media for you to know what's going on. Same thing with resume. Why is it that we always think that our careers are just gonna grow while we are getting paid? That's not how you grow your career. You grow your career by advertising. So to recap this, for you to grow your career, you have to write down the step. You have to make sure you learn English, but also learn the technical thing. You have option. For technical people, you have to get a certification. For non-technical, get yourself a job at customer care, grow from there, and then you're going to get the job that you want. But be ready to get the bottom salary that you can get. Even if it's an internship that you are not paid for, be ready for that. That's the only way you can figure out how to get to somewhere. Otherwise, we're going to keep on talking about this, and 2 years, 20 years from now, your career has not grown. There is opportunity. 8 million U.S. citizens are leaving the workforce. They need you, we need you, and you're important. So start planning to come back into your real life. We are tired of seeing doctors and lawyers and HRs and accountant in wrong position. Come back to what you went to school for. But start looking for, if you don't know where to start and you're not even in my state, I'm in North Carolina, and if you're not in North Carolina, just leave me a comment. I will look for the state where you are, and I'll give you detail of how you can start. It doesn't matter where you are. As long as you're in America, you can get an option to start from somewhere. But you need to be closer to people who care about you and who can give you the update of where to go and guidance. At the end of the day, we're in this, all of us together, for the same reason, to grow. We came here not to be the same as we came here. We have to change. And one thing that I live by is everywhere I go, I need to leave that place better than I found it. So the only way you can leave this place, this earth, better than you found it is if you help somebody beyond you. Quit having a mindset of, I'm good, me and my children. That is not enough. You being good, you and your children, is not enough. One day, we're all going to not be on this earth, and they'll ask you, what did you do? And I don't know what you believe in, God or whoever person you believe in, but at the end of the day, your soul needs to be happy, and you need to sit down and know that you've done something better than just earning money and have a better life. There's something better than that. Life is more better than just living for yourself. Live for everybody else to be comfortable. Again, thanks for today, and we'll see you guys next week. And I'll leave all the links below of companies you can go and apply today, of internships you can get for free to just make sure that your career is going in the right direction. Thanks again, and have a good night.